You know, the difference between someone who struggles financially and someone who builds lasting wealth, well, it rarely comes down to a massive salary or some lucky inheritance. Actually, according to the data, it comes down to a tiny, almost invisible habit. A rule so incredibly small that most people completely ignore it. Yet over decades, it quietly creates absolute fortunes. Today, we're unpacking the source material for this explainer to look at a concept that some of America's richest investors follow every single day. And honestly, the most exciting part? It all starts with just one single dollar.
So what actually makes a millionaire? I mean, this really challenges that universally held assumption that hard work and a six-figure income automatically equal wealth, right? We see it all the time. Millions of people earn incredibly high salaries, yet they somehow remain totally trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. So if a huge income doesn't automatically guarantee wealth, what on earth is the missing link?
Well, let's just consider two earners with identical, high-paying salaries. Earner A takes every extra dollar and immediately expands their lifestyle. You know the drill. Upgrading cars, taking lavish trips, buying the latest gadgets. But then there's earner B. They take every extra dollar and they invest it. Now, fast forward 10 years. The painful reality of that paycheck-to-paycheck cycle is that earner A is still trapped right in the middle of it, despite having an amazing salary. And earner B, they've built an absolute financial fortress. Their financial lives look absolutely nothing alike today. And the crazy thing is, the difference wasn't the size of the paycheck at all.
See, wealth is a result of habits, not just your income level. When you get a raise, does your lifestyle instantly absorb it, or does that new money actually get put to work? Look, income gets you through the month, sure, but your habits, those daily, repetitive choices, that's what constructs the fortress. It simply isn't the size of the paycheck that matters most here. It's what happens to each and every additional dollar that comes into your life.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Think of every single dollar as an employee. It can either work for you, or it can disappear forever. This is exactly how millionaires mentally view their money. When you spend unnecessarily, you're essentially firing an employee. You're sending them away, and they are never going to work for you again. But when you invest that dollar, you put that employee on the clock 24/7 to go out there and literally recruit even more employees for you. And this brings us right to the core solution of our explainer today, the $1 rule. This is the exact mindset shift that changes absolutely everything. The rule is simply this: you must never let $1 become only $1. If you save a buck or earn an extra buck, your immediate reflex shouldn't be to consume it. Every single dollar has to be given a job. It's a complete flip of the script. Instead of the typical consumer's question, which is usually, hey, what can I buy with this? The wealthy have this relentless, almost obsessive focus on multiplication. They ask, how can this dollar earn another dollar? Think about just finding a dollar on the ground. Most people ignore it, or, I don't know, maybe use it on a candy bar. It's consumed and it's forgotten. But the wealthy mind, it sees that dollar, invests it, and immediately asks how it can be duplicated.
Now, we all know the basic math behind compound growth, but seeing it actually play out is a whole different story. $1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, and so on. The number seems super insignificant at first, almost boringly small, but time forces these tiny increments into a steep exponential curve. It's not magic, guys. It's just mathematical certainty. And the longer you let it run, the more extraordinary that growth becomes.
There is a very good reason compound interest is famously called the eighth wonder of the world. We just talked about that exponential growth at play. It's a literal force of nature in finance. As the saying goes, those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it. Man, that hits hard, right?
So, what this does is create the financial snowball. You start by investing just a single dollar a day, then maybe 5, then 20. And as it rolls down the hill, that snowball packs en masse. Soon enough, your money is actually earning its own money. And then those new earnings start generating even more, accelerating your wealth completely automatically. But here lies the trap, and it's a big one: the hidden opportunity cost. Spending $100 today isn't just about losing $100. It's about erasing 20 years of future investment returns. When you buy something you don't really need, you are quite literally giving up the thousands of dollars that capital would have multiplied into over the next 2 decades. And once you grasp this, it completely alters your psychology. Poor people see price. Rich people see potential. A consumer sees a shiny $1,000 phone. An investor, they see the $10,000 of potential future wealth they are sacrificing just to hold that phone in their hand today. That shift in perspective changes how you navigate purchasing decisions every single day. You literally can't unsee it. You know, it's really easy to assume this stuff only applies to tech CEOs or fancy Wall Street bankers. But everyday people, teachers, engineers, firefighters, small business owners, they build incredible fortunes exactly this way. Massive, headline-grabbing salaries are absolutely not the prerequisite for wealth. These everyday folks build millions by consistently investing over time, just letting the $1 rule do all the heavy lifting in the background of perfectly normal lives.
Just take the ultimate real-world example, Warren Buffett. His secret? It wasn't some single, lucky, overnight gamble. No way. It was decades of compounding. In fact, over 90% of his massive fortune was generated after his 65th birthday. The true miracle of his wealth wasn't just his initial capital, but his unwavering consistency over an entire lifetime.
Okay, so how do you actually build this machine for yourself? It's a 5-step blueprint. First, track every dollar so you know exactly where your employees are going. Second, weigh that opportunity cost before every single purchase. Third, invest automatically. Just completely remove willpower from the equation. Fourth, increase your investments every time your income grows. And finally, step 5, just get out of the way and give it time. The goal isn't getting rich overnight, it's building a system that literally creates wealth while you sleep.
Ultimately, it comes down to this. Consumers rely on temporary income while investors build lasting wealth. It's a fundamental shift in your identity, moving from being a passive consumer of goods to an active investor in your own future. Your financial journey doesn't begin when you finally hit $1 million in the bank. Actually, it begins with the very first dollar you consciously decide not to waste.
Because the truth is, every single millionaire once had a first dollar. So the next time you're holding a dollar, don't think about what it can buy you today. Ask yourself what it could become tomorrow. The real question is, what will you do with yours?